Good afternoon and welcome to my channel. I would like to show you today a voodoo plant or a voodoo lily. This is it. The Latin names of it are either Arum cornutum or Sauromatum venosum, depending on which taxonomy we are following, but the plant is the same, except it goes by two alternative names depending on the source. I showed you this plant in May, in the end of May, and at that time there were only two flowers sticking out of the soil, and now the flowers are gone and there are only leaves. The two flowers that we were looking at that time were coming from the bulb from which these two leaves are growing now, and there are more small leaves from smaller bulbs, and maybe those bulbs will be big enough for flowers next year. It is a very interesting plant. It has a very interesting life cycle. Well, let's start from the leaves. These leaves are growing right now. They emerged from the soil in about mid-June, and they are right now making the bulbs grow. They are making it possible for the bulbs to grow because they are photosynthesizing. They are providing the bulbs with nutrients, and they make the bulbs grow bigger and bigger until late fall. In late fall, they will turn brown and they will die. And at that time, I will put the entire pot in the basement in a cold temperature without any light, because the plant will be dormant. The bulbs will be dormant, but they will be dormant, but it doesn't mean that there will be nothing happening. They will be getting ready to produce flowers, at least the ones that are big enough to do it. And then once the danger of frost is not in the forecast anymore, which will be beginning of May, or even if there is a frost but without it being really, really cold for a few days in a row, I will take the pot outside. So that will be beginning of May, end of April, and I will start watering it. And then somewhere in mid-May, there will be flowers growing out of this pot, out of the soil, and the flowers will be very weird. I'm inviting you to go back to end of May and look at this plant, how the flowers looked. The plant is from the family Araceae, so it only has one petal, and in case of this plant, the petal is spotted, brownish, beige, and it attracts flies as its pollinator. So it's really, really interesting, weird plant with a little bit of a smell of rot, because that's what flies like. And then the flowers die, and instead there are leaves growing. Sometimes if the flowers are pollinated, they will not die, but they will produce fruits and seeds, and they will be here at the base of the leaves, at the very just above the soil level. Okay, the plant is poisonous, and maybe that's why it is called a voodoo lily, because maybe somewhere in the Caribbean where it is native, it is used to, well, to perform some illegal activities. I don't know. maybe not. And I'm not sure whether I could call this plant beautiful. Potentially the leaves can be much bigger than these. Again, I'm not sure whether I can call it beautiful. The stems are certainly interesting. They are spotted like a boa snake or something. Really nice. But it is an interesting plant. It is an unusual plant, and this is what I like in plants. This is what I look for in plants. So it's certainly an interesting plant, isn't it? Well, this is about it. this is what I wanted to share with you about this plant. I hope you see why I find it interesting. I hope I managed to show you how cool it is. Thank you very much for watching my video. Have a great rest of the day.